Wagwan people, how you doing? So guess what I did this weekend? You would not believe it. I sat down with phenomenal women, round table talk discussion, discussing things that matter to millennial women. It was great, and I'm gonna share with you just now. Before we get to that, I need your help. I don't have a name for this segment. I was gonna call it Curl Talk, but it's kind of like, typical. So if you have a suggestion for this segment for the Roaring 30s YouTube channel, drop your comment down below. I would love to hear your suggestions because I need something snappy, good, bright, and feeling, jiggy. Yeah, something nice. So if you have a suggestion, drop your comment down below. This week, you guys are gonna really love it. You really love it. I've we had 2 hours of discussion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it down for you guys day by day, and I think these topics will resonate with you. I think you will really, really like it. So without any further ado, here is the video and the intro to our ladies roundtable talk here on the Rolling 30s YouTube channel.
It's teaser.
Hi, and welcome back to my channel, the Roaring 30s YouTube channel. I'm so happy you're here with me today. Today, I got something special. Like every single episode, I got guests with an S here with me. I got my girls, Ashley, Aneka, Alayna, and Cheryl, here to give us their opinion on what matters the most to millennials right now. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my girls. Ashley?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley.
Hi, my name is Alayna.
Hey, I'm Aneka.
I'm Cheryl.
Hey, so all of us, we know each other. And so this interview is going to be a great interview just because of the dynamic. So let's just get into it. We're 30 plus, we're dealing with fertility. Some of us have children, some of us don't have children. It's such a heavy topic universally. And most of the time, women get the conversation when you're going to have a child. You only have one child, we're going to have more children. You have too many children, you have to stop now. Like, why do you think like this is such a hot topic for us? And like, how do you handle it when you go out with your children or when you're by yourself?
Well, I will start. So I'll say this. It took me a long time. It took me a while to actually have a child. And when I did, everyone was excited, but generally the response was, it's about time. And I'm just like, well, the timing is right when the timing is right.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't force something to happen that's not meant to happen. And I kind of just have to wait on God's timing, right? So I know that one thing that I was adamant about was that after I got married, I wanted a year. I wanted a year to enjoy my husband, and then we could start trying. But it can weigh on you sometimes, and it took longer. So those are things that happen, and again, all in God's timing.
For sure.
Can I go?
Go ahead.
I feel very strongly about this topic because if you've been in a relationship with somebody for more than a year, everybody decides that they want to be in your crotches. And I'm just going to say that. I'm just gonna, everybody policing what's going on down there. When people ask you when you're having kids or like badgering you, it's like, are you running me some money to take care of these kids?
That's right.
Are you going to be babysitting when I need to go somewhere? It's like, what is the reason? What's the reason for it? You just want to see cute children? Like, there's a lot of cute children in the world. Kids are more than just like taking a picture for Instagram.
Okay, I was just saying I had the opposite experience where when I was pregnant, I was 28 and just got accepted into nursing school. And a lot of my family was saying that I should abort or think twice about having this baby. I'm not financially stable. Sean and I are not married. We were together for 2 years, but we're not married yet. We're not living together. So I got a lot of backlash. So I was just saying, either side, you should have a baby or you shouldn't have a baby. I feel like people should keep their mouths shut. They're not here to help us. When we call their phone, they're not coming and running every 5 seconds. So just allow people. You don't know what's going on in their situation, what's going on in their house and internally. There's so many things that happen to women that we don't talk about, like just emotionally drained and depressed and don't even know how to identify it. But then people are saying, well, why you don't have pitney? How come you don't have pitney yet?
Yes.
So
these are the reasons.
they just need to keep quiet.
So I guess I will talk about my experience because I think I'm the only one here that does not have any children. And just like a lot of you said, you get the questions about when, and I'm like, guys, you're asking me the question. I don't even have a man to even like make this make sense. Like I have one now and I'm like, that's great. And now I'm getting like the million questions even more. But I think a lot of it is, well, for the younger people, I know me, I like to know what's happening in my friends' lives. So if I want to know if they are interested in having kids, that's the question I ask. Like, do you even want to have kids? That is a question that I think is a valid topic to ask the question for. Like, are you planning to have kids? Do you want to have kids? I think that that's a fair question to ask because not everybody wants to have kids. Like, that's not a mandatory thing in this day and age. And I think a lot of the people that are asking those questions come from the old school where like you had to have kids. You didn't have the choice. Like every time you slept with your partner, you could be pregnant. This is not like, there's a reason why our grandparents and them people had so many children because every time they did it, it was a possibility. Like, so now that we have the choice and we have the ability to try to, control things or try to time things better for ourselves, they're not taking that into account. It's always just like, okay, like when are you having kids? I hear that all the time. Like I've honestly never even tried. So I don't know if I can or I can't, but I've seen the stress and the struggle from a lot of people that I've seen that have, tried to have kids or they took a long time to be able to have kids. And I think that pressure on anybody, male or female, because your partners are also getting the same pressure from their side, is just a completely unfair. And people need to really take that into an account when they're, asking or inquiring on that topic.
Yeah, for sure. When I was 26, I had Gabriel. No one ever asked me, so when you're having children, I wasn't a relationship, but I mean, no one was asking me that question. The questions that came up for me was, okay, now you have 2, now you have 3, like, that's enough. And I'll never forget when my aunt cousin, because we can't call a cousin, our older cousins by their first name, never. So my aunt cousin was like, oh, basically you shouldn't have any more children, like you shouldn't have any more, like, and I'm thinking
that's
to
wild
her, like,
that they even think that they can say those things.
First of all, you live in the States, miss. Like, what are you giving me? No offense. Anyway, she said that to me, and I remember, like, again, I had this voice or this intuition, I'll even call it God, was saying, like, don't stop purpose before you give it a chance. And like a couple months after, I conceived my last daughter, right? And a lot of people are like, 4 children in this day and age, like, what are you doing? Like, you need no more children, da, da, da. And it's like, yo, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm having children. This is my life right now, and I'm grateful. Like, there are women out there who would love to have children, and you're like, you have an issue with me having children. And if I didn't have children, you'd have an issue with me not having children.
Okay.
So it's like,
absolutely, you can't win.
Why don't you just, mind your business? How about, how are you doing?
Right.
It's been a long time since I will call you to check up on you. Is there anything that you need?
Right.
Not like, and on top of that, you're not even asking me about my partner. So I'm having these children. How is your partner? Are you guys thinking about marriage? How is your relationship? Are you in a healthy relationship? I've known women whose husbands have abused them by always getting them pregnant. So you're looking at the woman like she's having all these babies, not knowing that her husband is telling her you are not allowed to use any form of contraceptive.
Yeah.
And if you are, that means you're cheating on me. Like, some women are in abusive situations, and that's why they're having all these children. And we're not asking the right questions, right? So it's like for me, that was the flip side, and it used to bother me. And in a defense, I used to be like, oh, I'm not having any more though, because I don't want to have any more. Like right now, I do not, honestly, not because of people or because of me. I physically don't think I can have any more children. I would like to heal my body. But before it used to be like, no, before they could say it, but I don't want any more though.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like before they could say it to me, and it should not be a badge of shame. Like whether you want to have children, whether you have one children, whether you can't have any more, whether you have able and you're having, it should not be a badge of shame to anybody, for anyone. Everyone has a different walk of life. So yeah, like I'm very like, this will trigger me anytime, and I just keep talking about it, but it's like, it makes you feel bad. Whether you're having children or not, it makes you feel bad,
Your fertility shouldn't be something that you have to defend. Like,
exactly.
And I feel like I don't want my sisters who don't have any children, I don't want my girls to be with some, I'm gonna say a waste guy. I don't want them to be having children with a guy they have to be pulling to court for child support. Like, why would that even be good? Why would that be even good for her? In a picnic, why would you want to have a child by yourself? Why would you think being a single mom would be okay?
Yeah.
So anyway.
I totally get what you're saying. And I'm telling you, people don't realize how sensitive this topic is. It is so sensitive. People don't know the trauma that others go through to try to bring a child into this world. You know what I mean? There's so many different scenarios. People who were pregnant, bringing children full term and still having to go home without their child.
Right.
People who, months in miscarry. You know what I mean? And then there's people who literally try and try and try and nothing. You know what I mean? So again, we need to realize are trying to address, which I don't think anyone should address anybody considering this topic, especially if you're not close to me. Hold that. Don't approach me.
I completely miss saying that, but yeah, like I'm only asking my people those kind of questions.
Don't approach.
I don't know you. Why am I asking that question?
How much strangers will approach and be like, so how long have you guys been together? And then you give a year, like give a number of years, whether it's 4, 3, just because you've been together longer than a year. Well, what happened? Like, why haven't you? You'd be amazed how many people will actually come out. That's their in to ask you.
Can I hop in?
Absolutely.
So since you've opened the door to that, cool. I'll give a little clap. It was
Hi, Diamond. We see you, baby.
My apologies.
That's okay.
It was at my godson's first birthday party that I was there, and a woman that I don't like, I know her, but to this day, I don't even know her name like that. I just know that she's friends with my friend. So she came up to me and she was like, oh, like, this will be you guys soon. Like, when you guys having kids and blah, blah, blah. And little did she know, I was 2 to 3 weeks post having a miscarriage. And it's like,
oh no,
cool, thanks for that. Don't know you. Why are you asking me this? So I had to go, like, you have to keep your composure and game face on. And I was just like, yeah, maybe sometime. And then I had to walk away and like just gather myself. And this is like in the middle of a child's first birthday party. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. Why are you asking me? It's like, I don't know if it makes people feel better, but like, again, if I was like, no, I don't want any kids, then are you gonna badger me to have kids? It's like, what's the point in this? And again, you don't know what people are going through fertility wise. You don't know if their first child, they had that kid on the first time that they had sex. You don't know if that's 4, 5 years of them trying. It's just like, be sensitive to that and mind your own self.
Right. And it's not an icebreaker question. It's not. This is not. How are you? That's great. You're friends with? Those are more appropriate questions, like fertility questions, marriage questions, these questions. in none of your business. And I saw this quote by Michael Abrams, and it said, and I loved it. It said, or it says, if you know a woman who has only one child, please do not tell her bird can't fly upon one wing, or one hand can't clap, or one picnic and no picnic. She is not a bird or a hand, and one child is indeed a child. Also, mind your own business. Thank you, Michael Abrahams, for that.
Thank you.
Very much.